Hey everybody, it's Jade. Thanks so much for winging through the channel, whether it's your first time being here or you're returning back. I appreciate you stopping by. And if you like the reading, you like the video, the channel, feel free to like, subscribe, tell all your people, do all the things. That would be great. And for today, I'm going to be doing a tarot card reading for Kamala Harris. Now, very, very timely, I feel like, anyway, to do a reading for her. Joe Biden has officially dropped out of the presidential race for the United States for the Democratic Party. And Kamala Harris is the most likely person now that is going to be replacing him. It is not official yet that she has replaced him or taken the spot, but it seems like all the roads are leading that way, that she will be, unless somebody else comes out of the woodwork, I guess. So I did look up her sun, moon, and rising sign too before we get going on the reading. And I will share now. She is a sun in Libra. She's got a moon in Aries, and she is a Gemini rising. And she is 59 years old right now. She's also going through her second Saturn return. And currently, until her birthday in October 20th, she's going through right now where she's finishing up a 12th house perfection year. And then after her birthday in October, she'll be switching to a first house perfection year. So kind of interesting there. If you're not familiar with annual perfections, basically each one of the 12 houses holds an age basically. So she's 59, so she's going through a 12th house perfection year, and then when she turns 60, it'll go to the next house, which is the first house perfection year. So right now, and then each perfection year that you're in, you might have themes of that house that you're perfecting from. You might have some of those themes pop up in that year until your next birthday. So right now, Kamala is in the 12th house perfection year. The 12th house has to do with endings, closure, isolation, spirituality, and then come October 20th this year, she will be starting a first house perfection year with your first house focusing on your physical body and yourself. So I feel like that's kind of fitting. And it's not like she's been completely isolated, so to speak. But I mean, kind of, and especially as of late too, because Joe Biden's been front and center. So now it's kind of like, okay, getting ready to reemerge, and when she goes into her first house perfection year. So I feel like that's very interesting and just kind of fitting to think about. And also another couple of notes that I wrote down is the South Node is going through Libra right now, which is what we're supposed to leave behind, and that's where her sun sign is. She's a late Libra, so the South Node has already kind of crossed over her sun sign, but regardless, it's still there. And then the North Node, which is where we're supposed to ascend and where we're supposed to go, the North Node right now is going through the sign of Aries, which is where her moon is. And the moon in worldly astrology represents the people. And then also the moon represents women, femininity, and our emotions, things like that. So and then with her moon sign being in Aries, that's very, very fiery, very, very feisty, very, very, Aries can be very, very vocal, very energetic too, being ruled by Mars. And then her rising sign is Gemini, and Jupiter right now is transiting through Gemini, and Jupiter will expand anything that it touches, especially when it's near a personal planet or an angle. And the fact that Jupiter is going through her first house of her physical self, her body, she's kind of being expanded, to the world on a bigger scale, I guess. And too, interestingly enough, Mars just moved into Gemini as well, so getting even more energy going there too. And Donald Trump is a sun in Gemini, so his sun sign lands in her first house of physical self. So all of that is very, very, very interesting. But we could just keep going on the astrology too. But I just wanted to share that with everybody. And usually the tarot and astrology, they work in tandem anyway. So I did pre-shuffle the cards. I am using our tarot today, which is notable women in history. So I'm using our tarot today. I felt like that was very, very fitting. Doing the reading for Kamala. And I'm going to be doing the horseshoe spread, which is traditionally 7 cards. since I did pre-shuffle, I'm going to cut the deck in 3 and then we'll get rolling on the reading here. Kind of like finally, I feel like I did a lot of talking there. What am I even at here? Oh man, a little over 5 minutes. I'll try to timestamp that on the bottom. So if people just want to skip to the reading. But yeah, let's cut the deck here and let's get going. See what the cards have to say for Miss Harris here. All right. First card we need for Kamala is what's been going on in the recent past for her. So let's see. And 2, if anybody is interested in the tarot card reading that I did for Joe Biden and Donald Trump, please feel free to watch that. But I just found like they're like going back to it now after everything that has taken place. There's some interesting little like tidbits and things in there. So feel free to watch that if you feel ever so inclined. I'll try to put the link to that video in the description of this one as well. So, all right, here we go. All right, what's been in the recent past for Kamala? Kamala. All right, what do we got? Oh, we got the 5 of Pentacles, and it did land cross here as well. All right, neither upright nor cross. So 5 of Pentacles, the Pentacles are associated with the earth energies. That's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And with the 5 of Pentacles, it's working... It's like working her way of like coming out of, again, not being like hidden or anything, but like tying up some loose ends before she's like projected on this world platform, world stage, even bigger than she was being the VP with the 5 of Pentacles cross here. The 5 of Pentacles, when it is upright, it can be a little bit of a struggle. It's like you're trying to get all of your ducks in a row. There could be some issues with money or with physical health as well, which is interesting because obviously she was the VP for Joe Biden, still is for Joe Biden, and with his kind of illness, getting COVID and being a little bit too old kind of coming into play with him having to step down. That's kind of interesting there. But when in the 5s too, they represent change and they represent movement as well. So like I said, when it's upright here, it is a little bit more of a struggle. It's again, you're trying to get everything in line. You're trying to get your ducks in a row. You're trying to get everything figured out. While maybe everything isn't going super smoothly, so it's a little bit of a struggle there, and it could be involving money as well. And interestingly enough, because it did land cross, and when the 5 of Pentacles is in the complete reverse position, this is a coming out of a place where you were struggling a little bit. You were trying to kind of get on your feet and get everything in line there. So the fact that this is cross makes sense that she's trying to push that energy into the reverse position where you're like, okay, let's get going now. Now's the time where we can keep going, and then we're going to move to the 6 of Pentacles, which obviously comes after this. And the 6 of Pentacles too is an equal exchange of giving and receiving, and could have to do with monetary value as well. And the fact that she has raised, I believe, over like $100 million already since the nomination came through for her, and Biden endorsing her. And now she's, I think, even more, people are coming out and voicing their support for her too. So really trying to shift that into the reversal position, but it's not completely there yet in the recent past, because now it's looking pretty good, but she's been putting that work in to get it to where in the reversal position where everything is a little bit more organized, and okay, now money's coming in, and then again you can move to that 6 of Pentacles where it's an equal exchange of giving and receiving. All right, 5 of Pentacles in the recent past crossed, and crossing her, trying to figure all of this out as well. And 2, with this happening, so Biden dropping out officially so close to the election, it's like not a lot of time to do that either, to garner a lot of funds and garner all of this support. So we're going to move to what's happening at present now. All right. So what's happening at present for Kamala? Oh, look at this. Oh, do we have 2 that popped out here? Wow. Okay. I have 2 cards that flipped over here. All right. Okay. And the second one that came out, it's not officially crossed, but All right. Got some good energy here for her. Continuing on. All right. Well, the Five of Pentacles isn't like the best energy, but working towards getting towards like good energy. All right. So, Two of Wands in reversal. This is related to the fire signs too. This is being ready to go out and conquer the world here. Nothing's holding her back now. It's like, okay, you're getting the support. You're getting all of this money. So here you go. Now just like an extra like nudge or more support. Like you can go do this. Like you can go do this. You have what it takes to run, to potentially win, and become the first female president of the United States with the Two of Wands being in the upright position here. Or excuse me, being in the reversal position at present for Kamala. And it's just like getting this energy too of just like waiting in the wings a little bit. Not like it's okay, oh, I'm just waiting for Joe to drop out so I can pounce in there. It's not like that, but just like being prepared, having all of the skills necessary. But the fact that Biden was still running, okay, you can't run then. He's the Democratic Party, nominee. He's the person, but not anymore because he officially dropped out and endorsed support for her. So now it's like, okay, while she was waiting in the wings with all of this preparation, now's the time for you to go front and center here. Go out and conquer here. Get what you want with that Two of Wands energy. And with it came the Sun card. Now, the Sun was slightly tilted, but the Sun card is the most powerful, most positive card in the deck. Most powerfully positive? Powerfully positive? I don't know if that's a word. This is the most positive card, the most happy card in the deck. We just went into Leo season as well. Leo is ruled by the Sun too. The Sun is our effervescence, our core. This is happiness, everything going your way, the sun shining, all of that extra support too, because all of the energy, the vitality that we get from the sun too, having all of this positive energy being pushed towards her right now, and to support her going out to try to win, conquer, and run the United States for the world. I guess it's very, very exciting, very much so. And with her moon being in Aries, now that we're in Leo season, which is a sister sign to Aries, and all of that energy, the sun is in Leo right now, Venus is in Leo, so all of that is in a nice harmonious trine energy with her moon in Aries, supporting that. So that's really nice. All right. And two, since she's a Gemini rising, I don't have her chart pulled up right now, but Gemini rising, then her second house would be in Cancer, and then her third house would be in Leo. So the third house has to do with your friends, your neighbors, short distance travel, communicating as well. So this Leo energy, the Sun and Venus being in her house of communication, of getting the friends, the neighbors, getting support as well. That's very, very fitting. And again, the Sun is the most positive card in the deck. And it didn't land completely upright, but it landed like that. Nice. And two, since the Sun is associated with Leo, I'm pretty sure that I heard through the news, the grapevine, that Barack Obama, the Obamas have now endorsed their support for her as well. And Barack Obama, obviously former president of the United States, is a Sun in Leo. So having Leos support her as well. Nice. Okay. That's cool. I like that. All right. It's like, whoo, a lot of energy there. Okay. So the next card or cards, we'll see how many come out, we need is the outside influences. So what are the outside influences right now that are affecting her? Well, that did not take long either. It did land face down. I like to be surprised together. So let's see what it is. What do we got? All right, the Seven of Wands. Okay, so outside influences, more wand energy, more fire energy. She's having to put up a little bit of a, I don't want to say like a fight, but obviously she's not getting a lot of support from Donald Trump or the Republicans. They've kind of come out, words ablazing here. Like any sort of negative thing that we can say to kind of speak negatively about her character, whatever that is. I can't think of the word right now. But the Seven of Wands is the outside influences. There, it's like her holding the one wand, okay, and all of the other six of them are held by other people trying to come at her, and it's just like, okay, stay back, stay back. It's holding her own, holding her ground amongst all of the maybe not so positive or some sort of negativity coming at her, coming her way. It's standing her ground and fighting that off, so to speak, with the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands too, it can be about letting your voice be heard amongst all of the noise and all of that, that negativity or whatever it is. Letting her voice be heard and what she really wants to do, the policies that she wants to enact, things like that. But yeah, that's very fitting, and especially because it's been a lot of bashing, from the other side ever since she got this nomination to run for the Democratic side, step in for Biden. Basically, I'm not like super political, so I don't know all the like technical terms, so bear with me there if you can. But yeah, very, very fitting, because the Seven Wands is seriously all about, I'm standing my ground, even though I have all of this energy kind of coming at me and trying to take my place and trying to take me down. I'm going to do my best to not let that happen. And I'm going to be pretty strong and stick my feet in here and have the ability to combat anything negative that is happening, or people trying to, dim her star or speak badly on her character and bring her down. The Seven of Wands there. Very fitting. All right, so the biggest hurdle. That's the next card we need for her. What is the biggest hurdle here? Or cards. We'll see. Now I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss one? Okay, just checking. All right. Biggest hurdle. Biggest hurdle. All right, I can talk. Okay. All right, it landed face down again. It landed sort of cross. I'll kind of pick it up here again. We'll be surprised together. What is it? Wow, look at that. Wheel of Fortune with Elizabeth I. And Elizabeth I, I mean, before Elizabeth II, because I think Queen Elizabeth II did usurp Elizabeth I in the longest reigning monarch. But before Elizabeth II came in here, Elizabeth I, the longest reigning monarch, and when she, and her way and how she inherited the throne and was finally on the throne. I mean, we don't have to go into the history of her whole life, but being the daughter of Anne Boleyn and King Henry VIII, and managing then to sit on the throne and be a successful leader for, I mean, over 40 years, 50, something like that. I mean, yeah, wow. And a woman on the throne too, a woman that did not have children either, biological children. That's kind of a negative thing that has been kind of tossed around about Kamala, is that she has stepchildren. Her husband Doug has kids, but she doesn't have any children. Same with Elizabeth I. You don't have an heir. We need to have an heir. You can't, when she did get on the throne. So it's just, wow, very, very fitting and similar things that we're seeing here. Wow. All right. And the Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana card too. And when those show up, it's just even more powerful, even more energetically packed. And the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel turning in her favor here. And while, okay, It is sideways right now. It's very, very close to being turned upright. So it's doing the work, putting yourself out there, getting the support. What is she going to do if and when she wins? What's going to come? Telling everybody that, turning the wheel in her favor, because the wheel is always turning. But when the wheel of fortune is upright, it's good luck, and it's ruled by Jupiter, more money potentially. But again, Jupiter expands anything that it touches. And the biggest hurdle in this reading is also the card that sits at the highest point of the reading, which is similar to, it reminds me, I should say, of the midheaven in astrology, which is the most public point on all of our charts. So her being on this huge stage now, even more than she was before, turning the wheel in her favor, that she can be a successful ruler, even if she is a woman that doesn't have kids. And getting like Elizabeth I, her being on that card too, and it showing up for her is just like, because just the history with Elizabeth I and how she came into power, like, no, women can't rule. And then when she was finally on the throne, okay, you need an heir now. She never did have any, biological children. And underneath the deck right now is another major arcana card, the World. Having the Wheel of Fortune turn for you on this world stage. So you can be a predominant leader and make history as well. I mean, Elizabeth I, man, I can't remember the years that she ruled, but still a prominent figure that obviously we're talking about that is still prominent today. All of those years later, it's like setting the table for huge history to potentially be made here. And that is the biggest hurdle, because there's a lot of pressure with that as well. So can you handle that? And like I said, the wheel is always turning. So while it's getting ready to turn upright, everything, the wheel turning for you, everything going right, it is always continually going. It never stops spinning. I mean, that's just the cycle of life, right? Everything just continually moving. But right now, getting that support, getting the energy, getting the momentum, the pendulum swinging her way as well. Yeah. Wow. And I forgot that Elizabeth I was on the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. I mean, I remember now, obviously, after seeing it. But yeah, that's crazy. And everything, again, just everything, too, that Elizabeth I had to overcome. Even just from her birth. The fact that she ended up, as queen is a feat in itself as well. So, and her mother being Anne Boleyn, very, very prominent figure in history as well too. So, and being the daughter of Henry VIII as well. So, wow. All right. So, biggest hurdle. But then again, look what's underneath it. And the 10s are about completion. And the ultimate completion is underneath the deck right now. It's like just waiting. Like history can be made here, and yeah, there is a definite possibility of that happening. But gotta do all the things. You gotta get vote. She's got to get voted in first. But really setting the table here for history to be made. All right, for the United States to have their first female president. All right, now what's hidden here? What are the hidden influences? Enjoying this reading. Very much so. I hope you are too. All right, it landed face down. 'Tis the theme of the reading here. Let's be surprised together. What do we got? The Two of Swords here. Another two, just like the Two of Wands, but the Two of Wands was in reversed at present. Like, all right, here you go, kid. Get out there. You had everything, with the Two of Wands in reverse. Like, you got it all here. You got everything you need. Now you got to go out and do the thing here and get that support. All right. So with the Two of Swords now being hidden, there is something she can't necessarily see here completely with the Two of Swords. There is some sort of like blindfold on where maybe the thinking is clear, but it's like you can't necessarily see something. Like something is maybe hidden away a little bit. And we are just coming off of the full moon in Capricorn too, which is very interesting that Biden officially dropped out on the day of the full moon in Capricorn, because Capricorn rules older people and power structures as well, and full moons are ending. So the fact that an older person, Joe Biden, dropped out of the political, race or the run for president, very fitting with the full moon in Capricorn. But we're working towards that new moon in Leo that we're having. And new moons are a new start of something, a new beginning after the completion. So with the Two of Swords, it's like there's something she's not necessarily seeing completely clear that's hidden away from her right now. And I don't know why I'm getting like some sort of like smear campaign or something. It's like we're already kind of like hearing a little bit about that from the opposite party right now in regards to how they speak about her, what they're saying about her. But it's something like maybe something even more negative that she can't see right now. Maybe somebody else too, like a predominant figure as well, kind of coming out and speaking against her or supporting Donald Trump, her opposer, if and when she gets the official, she is the official person. I mean, again, it's all kind of pointing that direction right now. And the Two of Swords too, it's about making a decision. And it could be about she doesn't know if and when she is officially elected as the Democratic presidential nominee here, that she doesn't know who her VP would be. Like still trying to figure that out as well. And there could be some sort of like blockage too as well, like herself like being closed off maybe to somebody that could be her VP as well, or they're not available to her first pick too. But yeah, there's something that she's not seeing, but it is about making a decision. It's about removing the blindfold, opening yourself up to the possibilities and making a choice too. Because it is kind of being at a bit of a crossroad as well. And she could be, if this is kind of VP people that she's thinking about, she could maybe have two people that she's trying to figure out, okay, which one will be the best to support me. That could also be it as well. I'm getting that about with the Two of Swords here, is like who she's picking to be VP. And for some reason, again, it's just like coming in that some sort of like a smear campaign or like commercials or something like that going to come out and really kind of go hard for her and really kind of go hard on her like character and two, it could be even just doubling down on she's childless, you can't have a ruler that doesn't have any children type of thing as well. Getting kind of that vibe, but making a decision as well. Removing that blindfold, because it's just like, something that she can't completely see clearly. And if there is some sort of like smear campaign in the works, not knowing about that until it's front and center, until it's happening. And then again, in regards to who her VP is, her choice for VP, having some difficulty or trepidation about choosing who that is going to be. All right, now the next card we need, I'll show everybody again with the Two of Swords there. All right. I just kind of like said all righty and then all right. So it just kind of merged into one weird word, but alrighty. Let's go to the next one. The next card we need is some advice or what the solution would be for the situation at hand. Let's see what it is. All right. Ooh, landed face down again. It did do a little dance. I think it was off camera there, but all right, let's see what it is, everybody. And it landed like this. Wow, Empress energy. This is to me, this screams, ladies, I need you. All the women out there, I need you. I mean, obviously, everybody's important, men, women, those that don't identify as either people. she needs that energy, but it's really getting the women to support her. I mean, it can kind of seem like maybe a no-brainer, but really digging in on that, like connecting with the women and having women that maybe weren't going to go out and vote between either of the candidates. But now that she's, again, not official, but it seems that way, but we can just act like she's the official Democratic nominee at this point, just for the sake of the reading, getting the women to support her and because the Empress energy, it's very motherly. It's associated with Venus, also associated with Taurus too, and Libra as well, but more Taurus energy with the Empress. But Venus rules Taurus and Libra is Kamala's sun sign too. But really, like, getting supportive, even women that don't have children, that are single, and even women that have huge families, or that have families, that have children, that are married, or divorcees that are single parents. Getting that support will be of utmost importance. And the Empress is another major arcana card. She's had the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Empress come up. And 3 major arcana cards already. A lot of energy here. Very, very powerful. And the Empress, too, is like the earthy mother, the earthy, supportive mother energy. Being confident, being, it's very, very stable. Being just like supportive, too. Her getting that supportive women, and in turn, her saying, I am you, and I will support you. So can you support me as well? Let us help each other in this as well, too. Very, very powerful, that Empress energy. Very much so. And especially with every vote is important for her, obviously. And every vote matters. But just for her in particular, really, really getting the ladies to support her and vote for her. Not only support, but to vote for her as well. And it could be, too, even trying to swing those that don't support her right now. And, okay, this is, yeah. Because, yeah. I was going to go on a little bit of I lost my train of thought. Well, it's just like so much coming in. But that's the main point, is the advice here. The ladies and the women. The women helping the woman that has the potential to make history like Elizabeth I did, and to make history to be the first female president of the United States. To sit on her throne like the Empress. And again, the mother energy, the women. Yeah, that's just like in getting, not only women that don't have children like her, she has stepchildren again, but biological children to support you. And then even those that do have, children and their own families and stuff, even getting them to support too. Like, it doesn't matter. Having the women, having that Venus energy, that is the main thing. All right. Wow. Yeah. And the 3 major arcana cards that she did have come out, again, the sun was kind of, and the Empress were a little bit, not completely upright, and neither was the Wheel of Fortune either, but so close to being upright. And the Empress too is another huge positive card. This is just like being one with the earth, being one with yourself, with other women, with your family, having enough money, being stable, being one with the world. Wow. Very powerful. Indeed. Okay. Now, the next one we need is the outcome. If everything stays as it is right now, what is the outcome? All right. What do we got? 2 cards. And they landed like this. Is that how that landed? Landed like that. I don't know what's underneath, but first one, speaking of Capricorn, the Capricorn card, the Devil, pretty much in reverse, holding the pomegranate as well. Abigail Williams on this deck, holding the pomegranate. And then what's underneath that? Wow. Speaking of women, the High Priestess underneath that. 2 more major arcana cards. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over half of her cards, major arcana cards. Freedom, liberation, not being held back, no bounds anymore. And Capricorn too, again, associated with, it can be, Capricorn can be associated with men being ruled by Saturn. And again, power structures. Being she has the ability to, like the old power structure that once was, no longer, something new. Having a woman be president, a completely new power structure. That would be if she ends up winning. And again, freedom, liberation, not being held back. Being one with the people, too. And with the High Priestess, listening to her intuition, following her intuition. And the High Priestess, too, it's right before the Empress as well, because the High Priestess is number 2 and the Empress is number 3. Being in touch with the spirituality, with religious leaders as well. She could have somebody that's like a very religious, powerful power player come out and support her as well, too. It's like opening her third eye as well and being very, very in tune with what the other realm is telling her and following that gut instinct. And this again, just really, and it is, the deck I'm using obviously is notable women in history. So there's women on every card, but really getting the women to support her and to come out and vote for her. And again, women that were already going to vote and women that were, I don't want to vote for either of those two. I don't want to vote for Joe Biden or Donald Trump, so I'm just not going to vote at all. And 2, I am speaking so much about women because that's what I'm getting. And obviously, men are important too. Every vote counts, but just her in particular. It's like that equal exchange. It's like her Libra-ness, really having that balance of men supporting and women supporting her being a woman, and turn them getting other women to vote for her to help put her in a position of power to then in turn be able to help you all that helped get her there. Very, very powerful. And there's 3 cards now that have shown up depicting a woman, obviously, because again, of the deck, sitting on a throne. And they each have, Elizabeth the First has a scepter. The woman with the High Priestess, she's holding like a pen or a feather or something. And the Empress is holding some sort of power scepter or something also in their hand. But they're all, sitting on their throne, ruling. 3 major arcana cards there. Just those 3 in itself. And 2, with the Devil card in reversal coming with the High Priestess, it's like, again, not being held back, but it's like not being held back by the old structure and like men either, or rules that they had put in place before, following your own path, being liberated from that. So she can put forth what she wants to do, policies that she wants to enact and follow through with. And yeah, some sort of like religious leader, I feel like, coming out and supporting her too. Wow. And underneath the deck too, I'll show everybody, the undercurrent of the reading is the Knight of Cups. She definitely had an offer come through. Hey, here we go. We're offering you the position to run for president for the Democratic Party. An offer that she obviously looks like is accepting. Again, it's not officially official, but for the sake of this reading, we can say that it's official. And with the Knight of Cups as the undercurrent too, this offer coming in and the outpouring of love and support for her too. And the movement now. Okay, the offer, the nomination came through because the Knights are associated too with movement. So now that you have the support and the love from Joe Biden, from the people, let's get it moving now. Let's get it moving to put you in the position of power by being the president of the United States. Wow. Wow. What an amazing reading. Yes, very, very good. Okay, so let's do a recap. Thanks everybody that stuck around until the very, very end. In the recent past, you got the Five of Pentacles, really trying to come out of a place where everything maybe wasn't so stable, maybe everything wasn't in line, but working towards that to where, okay, let's go. I got money, I got support, I am coming out now, I'm putting my first foot forward here, let's do this. At present, the Two of Wands in reversal. Like you just waiting in the wings. You have all of the skills necessary. You have the wand in your hand. You got the world in your other hand. Here you go. Let us set forth so you can go and conquer and win and have that sun energy, that vitality, that the core of our being, our effervescence that's supporting you to find that happiness, to make history here. The outside influence is the Seven of Wands. A lot of energy coming at her right now. Like stay back, holding your ground, holding your own, and letting your voice be heard. Even though all this negativity is coming at you. The biggest hurdle, the Wheel of Fortune. Letting the wheel turn in your favor. Again, the wheel's always turning, so just being ready to pounce at the right time. So you can potentially make history, just like Elizabeth I. What's hidden from her, the Two of Swords, making a decision, removing the blindfold so you can see clearly, which also aligns with the High Priestess too, trusting her intuition, trusting her gut, especially if it's between two people that she wants to, in picking her VP, vice president. All right, the solution to this, or some advice, the women of utmost importance, the Empress energy. Let the women help the woman. Let the woman help the women. The outcome, freedom, liberation, sitting on a throne, trusting your intuition, being guided. And two, since she's going through the 12th house perfection year, which can have to do again with spirituality, with going inside, going deep within your well. She's been doing that, finishing that up, so as you can trust your intuition, so you can open your third eye. And that freedom and liberation from structures and rules and policies that held her back, that potentially hold others back too. No more of that with the Devil card in reversal. freedom, not being bound to those old rules, that structure, not being bound to the president of the United States has to be a man. Time to potentially make history. And underneath, the Knight of Cups, an offering of love and support. We want to support you, Kamala, in your bid to be the next president and the first female president of the United States. Wow. All right, everybody. What a reading again. That was an intense one, a good one, and I just, very, very fitting as well, just to what's happening right now. And maybe we'll have to do another one as we get closer to the election. I live in the States here in the United States, but yeah, and just all the potential is here for her to make history. And obviously just her getting the nomination too, is that in itself, just the possibility of her making history. But it's just like what I said earlier, it's just setting the table for the history to be made, for this to be written in the books, and like how we're talking about Elizabeth I now, hundreds of years after she ruled, having that type of impact. Wow. All right, everybody. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody that watched until the very end as well. Hope you like the reading. And until next time, take care, everybody. All right? See you later. Bye.